account. And here's the big reveal. Most of us, in fact, all of us, make pictures. We make pictures in our mind. If I ask everyone to make a picture in your mind right now of a family member, you can all do that. You can all envision a member of your family. A son, a daughter, a brother, a mother, an uncle, someone you loved. You can all make a picture of them right now. And that's great, because I've just asked you to do something that's really nice, that you like. Here's the problem. What we will allow in, what the subconscious will present us with, is some nice negative images. Two things make up thoughts. You know when people go, oh, do you know, I'd love to do that, but I've just got this idea, or I've just got this thought in my head, just got this idea in my head. Your thoughts are made up of nothing more than a picture or a sound. And if they're thoughts that haven't happened yet, if they're thoughts over there in your future, they're not even real. You cannot, and if you can, please definitely come and speak to me later, you cannot predict the future. If there's one person that can, please, we're having a conversation later on. There's a brilliant film that I watched, and I've quoted this till I'm blue in the face now, and it's such an important quote. There's a brilliant film I watched. The film's not actually that brilliant, but one of the best quotes I've ever heard in my life has come out. The film is called Oblivion. It's got Will Smith and his son in. He makes the most important statement ever in this film about fear. He says, danger is real, fear isn't. Anything that you fear, anything that you're getting anxious about, a fear is based on nothing more than a thought of something that is yet to or probably will not happen. But we get these thoughts, and let's break them down again. It's just a picture and some sound, like a little movie. We draw a nice little picture in our head, and we give it a nice soundtrack of things going wrong, and we title it, "This is going to be awful," and we decide to go with that. Why? Because the image and the sound make you feel bad. Now, I know this sounds like basic, sort of like, yeah, I know that, but we don't stop and think about what we can do to actually change it. I promise you, anyone and everyone that has any kind of, what's the word I've got, kind of practical anxiety, if you come at me thinking, well, there's a job interview I want to go to, I'm not going to get it. It's going to be really awful, I'm going to sit there, they're going to be staring at me, I'm going to be sweating, it's going to be shocking, they're going to ask me questions I don't know, I'm going to feel bad. Anything like that, like I won't be able to find my way to this place, that'll be awful, I'll get lost, I'll crash the car. You are just literally whapping pictures from the future out of thin air that are nonsense. You might as well be basing your next 5 minutes of your life on a Harry Potter story. You know, it's about as colourful and magical as that, but not true, not believable. And what happens then is we focus on that so many times it becomes a fear. So you need to break. If you have a fear, or a phobia, or a negative thought in your head, and I am now promising you 100% that this is based on nothing more than a picture you've imagined and a sound you've imagined, you can change it. Because the thought affects the feelings. Let's do something. Let's imagine, and some of you might find this ever so slightly odd, and some of you might find this ever so slightly unpleasant, some of you might find it really nice, and some of you might not. I want you to just, everyone imagine that in one of your hands you've got a lemon. You've got half a lemon in fact. And just imagine what that feels like in your hand. You know the texture, the skin? You could kind of run your hand over the soft, fleshy bit of the lemon. the texture, you've got a rough idea of what that feels like. And now I want you to imagine bringing the lemon up to your mouth, taking a great big bite out of it. Really nice, big mouthful. Kind of all that pithy, juicy, kind of lemony kind of stuff. Really having a good old chew and a good bite on that. Now some of you are pulling the strangest faces. And some of you, maybe a lot of you, are feeling that saliva and that feeling of that lemon and that juice going down your throat. Now, if we just break our states for a moment and come back to reality, nobody actually just ate a lemon. But the thoughts in your head that we started to imprint suggested that you did, and you were. So this is how powerful our thoughts are. Your thoughts can create feelings. Those thoughts can have an effect on the physical body. Straight away. Every time. No doubt about it. So, if you want to start creating something different, more positive for yourself, if you've got any kind of fears, concerns, or levels of anxieties, you've got to get back control of the images in your head. And this is how you do it. Everyone think of something not really massively stressful, please. Because I can't have a room full of people writing massive stress or anxiety all at the same time. Something that might be coming up, or something that you find unpleasant, or something that you find mildly distressing. I want everyone to think of something that they find mildly distressing. Now I can see from where your eyes are going, a lot of you are making pictures. I want everyone to make a picture. Everyone can see that, because the minute I ask you to make a picture, you'll probably see that. So have a thought, make a picture of something that's coming up that you find mildly distressing. And it might be having to talk to someone, might be having to go somewhere, might be having to do something or face something. So you've got that little movie in your mind. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to actually play pretend. We're going to pretend we've got a little remote control unit in our hand. And first of all, whatever it was that was giving you that negativity, that little thought, that picture with the sound, I want you to just imagine and see the picture in your mind that it's got a border around it. The border can be any colour you like, blue, red, purple, black, yellow, doesn't matter. Put a border around it. And I want you to just imagine that you can push the picture further away. Make that picture, whatever it was, smaller, and put a border around it. I want you to disassociate from it. So if that picture you were making was like it was actually happening, like you were seeing it like it was happening to you, I want you to pull it away so you can see yourself in the picture. So now you've got this image of something that's coming up, but I want you to see it like a picture with a border around it. You could see it on the wall. You could literally just imagine it's a picture on the wall, but see it happening, almost like it's happening to someone else. Now you're really going to have some fun with it. What I want you to do is decide how you want to get rid of it. Some people like to blow it up. Some people like to get the image and make it smaller and smaller and smaller and push it further and further away. And some people like to turn the colour down and make it black and white. Or some people like to turn the darkness down. Or some people turn the brightness up and they make it go further and further and further and further away. Now, what that does to any feelings of anxiety you're having is automatically reduce them. But what you have to do is whenever you start thinking about that situation again, to wait for that image to come up and then bam, do the same thing with it. Make it a picture, disassociate yourself, push it further and further away. There's all multitude of things you can do with it. Same with any sounds. If there's someone who you think you've got to talk to, or if you've got a negative feeling from the past of where somebody said something to you that's really horrible, really hurtful, and you recall it and you think, oh, it's really bad, that makes me feel bad. Just hear that voice and start to play around with the voice. Start to make it squeaky and high-pitched, like it's a Mickey Mouse voice. And see that person in the image wearing big Mickey Mouse ears. Start to change the pictures, change the images. It sounds silly, but it's actually that simple. If you want to start taking that on board as one of the things you need to do to start getting more control over your brain. Because this is all the brain does. The brain kind of just goes, bam, here's a picture, and bam, here's some sounds. And the only thing you can control, in fact the only thing you can control in the world ever, are the thoughts in your head and what things mean to you. You can decide what something's going to mean to you straight away. If you decide right now that you're going to make a decision to start shifting those images, shifting those sounds, I guarantee you, even if it feels like we're just making it all up at this stage, you can start to give yourself some different feelings and have some different thoughts. Because what you can now actually do is, this old negative image that you no longer need, you can kind of get it and just throw it away in the bin and just demolish it, blow it up, tear it up. Why don't you decide to paint a positive one? Why don't you decide, see, we never do this. We always err on the side of negativity. We always decide that it's going to be shocking. The brain tries to look after you in the best way possible. It really does. It says to you, I'm going to keep you safe, I'm going to keep you protected, so I'm going to tell you everything's bad, everything's awful, everything's shocking, so you stay in the home nice and safe, you never go anywhere, you never do anything. Whew, job done. You're safe. Don't go there. You might get hurt. Let me show you all the things that could go wrong. So you'll just stay in there. But then we miss out on lots of things. What do I want to see happen? And it doesn't actually matter again if it's real or not. Your brain, and this is massively important, your brain does not know the difference between real and imagined. Hence why you all pull strange faces when you thought about it. And I made it nice. See, this is what we have to do, it's the opposite. If we want to make something more of a reality, we have the image that we want, and we choose to make that image, but we actually make it big and bright. So focus on what you actually want to have happen, make a nice picture of it, and associate yourself into it. And think, okay, so see it happening through your own eyes. Not that you're watching yourself having a really awful time. See yourself, step into the picture, and actually think, well, how does that feel? That feels rather nice. I might like that. And give it some rather nice music. A little piece of your favourite soundtrack going on in the background. Because if you're playing a nice image in your head, you can give it some movement. You can like turn it into a movie. And you can put a nice soundtrack in it. And you can hear really positive things. You can hear people coming up to you and going, thank you for coming today. It was really nice to see you. We really enjoyed having your company. Thank you. You immediately start to feel a little bit better. And if you do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, you do it as many times as you like, then the minute you start thinking about going to do something, you are rewiring your brain. And this is when we talk about the brain being like a computer. We rewire it. So that old programming, that bad bit of wiring that you had, that bad bit of programming, which is think of situation, negative image, physical feeling, all bad, equals stay at home, don't go anywhere. We've now changed that for what's coming up. Oh, bright, lovely new picture, that could be awesome, that could be amazing, that's made me feel really exciting, equals, let's go and see what's going to happen. And it's the same for anything and everything. I don't care what the situation is. It's the same for smoking. It's the same for people who overeat. It's the same for people who have anxiety. It's the same for anything at all. People opt, people choose to have and I get in trouble for this, get lots of trouble for saying it. Many times people will come and post comments on things that I put on Facebook and YouTube. They will go, if only it was that easy, Jace. If only we could just change everything by changing the thoughts and the sounds. But actually, it is that easy. I know it sounds a really slightly controversial thing to say, but if you're in a nice... Okay, the brain can only experience one thing at any time. The brain can only feel one emotion at any time. If you're feeling generally happy, you're feeling positive, bright, upbeat, that's all you can feel. You can't feel really happy, really good, and miserable at the same time, because the brain just won't allow you to do it. It says, no, I can only compute one thing. So if you want to give yourself some positive feelings, then you can actually have some positive feelings.